Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Village of Gurnee Planning and Zoning Board for this Wednesday, June 21st, 2017. Joanne, can we have a roll call, please?
Howe.
Here.
Garrity.
Here.
McFarland.
Here.
Nordentoff.
Here.
Path. Pasak.
Here.
And Sula.
Present. We do have a quorum. If everyone would please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Before we get to the regular part of the agenda, I'd like to take the opportunity to formally welcome Tim Garrity to the Planning and Zoning Board. I've known Tim a little bit. Tim served on the Economic Development Committee for a while and has been quite active in the village and lived here a fair amount of years, too.
18 years?
18 years.
Thank you, Jim.
Welcome aboard. Next item is opportunity for public comment. This is an opportunity for members of the general public to ask a question, make a comment about something that's not on the agenda. I don't see anybody here, so I'm going to close the floor to the public. Next item is the approval of the minutes from our meeting that was held on May 17th. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or changes to said minutes?
Move to approve.
We have a motion by Mr. McFarland, second by Mr. Pasak. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is a public hearing. It's a petition of Louis Zanon for a special use permit at 1225 Tri-State Parkway. Clara, staff report.
Yes. Louis Zanon, on behalf of DeVry University, is seeking a special use permit to allow the development and operation of a post-secondary educational facility on property located at 1325 Tri-State Parkway. DeVry University plans to occupy 5,419 square feet of the 35,250 square feet building. The property is zoned I2 OIP, General Industrial District, with a special use for an office industrial park. As with all special use permits, the Planning and Zoning Board will make a recommendation that will be forwarded to the Village Board for their determination. The petitioner and his representatives are in attendance to present their plans and answer any questions the Board may have.
Okay, thank you, Clara. As this is a public hearing, I'd request that you stand to be sworn in by the village attorney, and then
If you just raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Yes.
okay.
Thank you.
I'll turn the floor over to you. If you could just state your name for the record and anything you care to add to what Clara said. And here is a microphone. Thank you.
I am Louis Zanon, and I am with DeVry University. I'm the Center Dean of our current Gurnee location over at 1075 Tri-State Parkway, and I am also the Center Dean of our O'Hare location. And so we are going for a relocation to the 1325 location, as Clara said, and that'll be offering our bachelor's degree programs and master's degree programs. Our masters are through our Keller Graduate School of Management of DeVry University. Normal business hours will usually be Monday through Friday, and we do have some Saturday hours as well. Classes will usually be in the evenings and on some Saturdays. I think the rest of the information that Clara had mentioned is accurate. That's what we had sent.
Okay, thanks. Questions or comments from members of the board? Mr. McFarland.
Just a question that's semi-relevant. Is this a smaller space than you had before?
At the 1075, a couple years ago, we had about 10,000 square feet, and we reduced to about 5,000. So it's pretty, I think it's consistent with where we're currently at right now at the 1075.
Okay, good. Glad to hear that.
Any other questions, comments? At this time, I just have to go through the formality because it's a public hearing. I have to open the floor to the public. There is nobody from the public. I'm closing the floor to the public. Additional questions or comments? I mean, from my perspective, they're already in the general vicinity. I've seen the notes on
It's an appropriate use.
It's appropriate use. It's consistent with, obviously past practice since they've been nearby. The parking, it seems like there's a good mesh between normal business hours and when the school is going to be opened, and if I'm reading my notes properly, there's 119 parking places and looked like peak load was 109, Dave? 105, somewhere. Okay, so I mean, that seems like a good buffer to me, so.
I read it and I thought that parking wouldn't be a concern, so.
That parking would not be?
Would not be a concern.
No. And there's cross parking if they want, so they're in good shape.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Then a motion would be in order. As Clara mentioned, we are recommending to the village board on this particular item.
Go ahead, Tim, hit him.
Mr. Nordentoff, you're adjusting your microphone?
Prepared if no one else is.
I go for any motion, any movement I can possibly detect, okay?
Very good. I move that we forward a favorable recommendation for the special use permit at 1325 Tri-State Parkway, seeing it does, in fact, meet the standards for special use.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Gurnee. Any discussion on the motion? Joanne, can we have roll call, please?
Bow,
Yes.
Garrity,
Yes.
McFarland,
Yes.
Nordentoff,
Aye.
Pasak,
Aye.
and Sula.
Aye, motion carries. As you know, we recommend to the village board. Clara will let you know when the village board will take final action. Good luck with the project. Thanks for being a part of the community. Next calendar meeting scheduled, not very good English on my part, but it's scheduled for 2012. Do we have anything?
We are advertising for a special use permit.
Okay, so we will have a meeting.
Yes.
Okay. All
And,
right.
and just to clarify,
Yes.
that is a second Wednesday of the month because of the
Because
4th
the
of July.
holiday.
So I just
Okay.
want to make sure everybody's aware of that.
Okay. So is there one on the calendar for the third Wednesday too, or just?
We do have a meeting that we posted back at the beginning of the calendar year for that third Wednesday.
Okay.
At this time, we don't know if we're going to have a meeting or not.
Okay, so we might just have one, and it might be on the second
Correct.
instead of the first or third. Okay.
Correct.
In July. Okay.
In July. Okay. A motion to adjourn would be in order?
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone. Have a great 4th of July weekend coming up soon. Okay.
Good